Imagine this. You've spent months, maybe even years, meticulously planning your dream business. The storefront is perfectly decorated, the shelves are stocked with your carefully curated products, and you're ready to welcome your first customers. The excitement is palpable, but then, just as you're about to cut the ribbon, you receive a notice. You've missed a crucial legal step, and now you're facing fines or worse, a potential shutdown. The dream quickly starts to feel like a nightmare. Now, picture another scenario. This time, you've got everything covered. You've taken all the necessary legal steps, secured the right permits, and registered your business properly. You're confident that when you open those doors, nothing will stand in your way. The difference? A solid understanding of the legal requirements for starting a business. Starting a business is like setting off on a grand adventure. There's excitement, anticipation, and a sense of endless possibilities. But just like any adventure, it comes with its share of rules and regulations. Think of these as your signposts and maps that guide you safely to your destination. Ignore them and you might find yourself lost or in trouble. Follow them and you're setting yourself up for success. Let's take a closer look. You've got the business plan, your vision, your passion. But what about the legal side of things? Have you considered the type of business structure that's right for you? Do you know which licenses and permits you need? Are you aware of the employment laws if you're planning to hire staff? And what about taxes? Have you figured out your obligations? These questions might seem overwhelming, but they're essential. Missing a crucial legal requirement can have serious consequences, from hefty fines to business closure. It's not just about complying with the law, it's about protecting your investment, your time, and your dream. Think back to our first scenario. How do you avoid that dreaded notice and the ensuing panic? It starts with knowledge. Understanding the legal landscape is your first line of defense. Whether you're launching a cozy cafe, a chic boutique, or a tech startup, knowing the legal steps involved can make all the difference. Welcome, dreamers and doers, to another enlightening episode of Storefront Strategies. I'm your host, Lee Midlane, and today we're delving into a topic that might not be the most glamorous part of starting a business, but it's undoubtedly one of the most crucial: understanding and complying with legal requirements. Starting your own business is an exhilarating venture. The idea of transforming a dream into a reality, serving customers and contributing to your community is thrilling. But alongside the creative and operational aspects of setting up shop, there lies a fundamental layer that forms the bedrock of your enterprise: legal compliance. Without it, the very foundation of your business could be at risk. Now, I know what you're thinking. Legal requirements? That sounds daunting and tedious. And yes, the legal landscape can be complex and intimidating, especially if you're a first-time entrepreneur. However, navigating these legalities is essential. It's like the sturdy framework of a house. Without it, everything else can crumble. Understanding and adhering to legal requirements protects not only your business, but also your personal asset. It ensures that your hard work and investments are safeguarded against potential legal issues that could arise down the road. Let's face it, no one wants to receive a cease and desist letter, face hefty fines, or worse, deal with a business closure due to non-compliance. These scenarios can be nightmare-inducing, but they're entirely avoidable with the right knowledge and preparation. By tackling these legal aspects head-on, you're not just protecting your business, you're setting it up for long-term success. In today's episode, we'll walk through the key legal requirements that you need to be aware of when starting your business. We'll break down each step in a clear and understandable way, ensuring that you have the information you need to proceed with confidence. So grab a notepad, get comfortable, and let's dive into the world of legal requirements for starting a business. Let me tell you a story about a friend of mine named Alan. Alan was a talented chef with 28 years of experience whipping up culinary delights in professional kitchens. His dream was to bring his passion for food to his own cafe, a place where he could serve great coffee and homemade cakes. After years of dreaming and a stint working in a local supermarket, He finally got his chance. A local cafe came up for lease and Alan seized the opportunity. With its extensive background as a chef, Alan understood the importance of health and safety compliance. He registered with Environmental Health, ensuring his kitchen met all the necessary standards. He was meticulous about hygiene, proper food storage, and kitchen safety. Everything a chef of his caliber would naturally excel at. On the culinary front, he was more than prepared. However, there was another side to running a business that Alan wasn't as familiar with: the financial and administrative aspects. You see, Alan's expertise was in creating delicious meals, not in bookkeeping or managing taxes. This oversight would eventually prove to be his downfall. Alan didn't set up a separate bank account for his business. All his earnings and expenses were mixed in with his personal finances, making it nearly impossible to track his business's financial health accurately. He didn't keep detailed records of his transactions, invoices, or receipts. At first, it seemed like a minor oversight, something he could get around to fixing later. But as the months went by, this lack of organisation snowballed into a major issue. He also didn't understand his tax obligations. He wasn't aware of the necessity to register for VAT, keep track of his sales, or file regular tax returns. The administrative side of running a business quickly became a tangled mess. Without accurate records, he couldn't gauge his profit or losses, leading to poor financial decisions and mounting debt. Despite his culinary skills and the initial buzz around his cafe, the financial mismanagement started to catch up with him. Alan found himself struggling to pay his suppliers on time, and his personal savings began to dwindle as he tried to cover business expenses. The joy of serving great coffee and cakes was overshadowed by the stress of mounting bills and financial uncertainty. After 10 months of battling these issues, Alan faced a harsh reality. He had to make a choice: either continue to struggle with the mess his finances had become, or close his dream cafe to prevent further personal financial damage. Heartbroken, Alan chose to close the cafe. The dream that he had nurtured for so long had slipped through his fingers, not because of a lack of passion or skill, but because of a lack of understanding and preparation in the business's legal and financial aspects. Last I heard, Alan was back working at the supermarket. The experience left a bitter taste, but it also served as a poignant lesson. The importance of understanding and complying with all aspects of business law cannot be overstated. Health and safety compliance might keep your kitchen running, but proper financial management and tax compliance are what keep your business afloat. Alan's story is a stark reminder that launching a business involves more than just following your passion. It requires a comprehensive understanding of all the legal and financial responsibilities that come with it. From setting up a separate business bank account to keeping accurate records and understanding tax obligations, these steps are crucial in safeguarding your dream from becoming a financial nightmare. Let's ensure your entrepreneurial journey is set up for success by diving into the key legal requirements for starting a business. By learning from Alan's experience, we can avoid these common pitfalls and build a solid, legally compliant foundation for your business dreams. When starting a business, one of the first and most crucial steps is to register your business and choose the right business structure. This decision will significantly impact your legal obligations, tax responsibilities, and the overall operation of your business. Understanding the nuances of each business structure can help you make an informed choice that aligns with your business goals. The process of registering a business involves several key steps, and while it might seem daunting at first, breaking it down can simplify the task. So firstly, you need to choose a business name. Your business name is your brand's identity. Ensure it's unique and not already in use by another company. In the UK, you can check name availability using the Companies House web check service. Secondly, you need to decide on a business structure. This is a critical step as it determines your legal and financial responsibilities. The main types of business structures in the UK include sole proprietorships, partnerships, limited liability companies, and corporations. Thirdly, you need to register your business. The registration process varies depending on the business structure that you choose. So with sole proprietorship, you need to register as self-employed with HM Revenue and Customs, which we know as HMRC. This process is relatively straightforward, involving filling out a form online. So fourth is to obtain necessary licenses and permits. So depending on your industry and location, you may need various licenses and permits to operate legally. Check with local authorities and industry-specific regulations to ensure compliance. And fifth, register for taxes. Once your business is registered, you need to register for the appropriate taxes. So this includes VAT if your turnover exceeds a threshold, PAYE if you have employees, and corporation tax for limited companies and corporations. The registration process differs based upon the chosen business structure. So for sole proprietorship, this is the simplest and quickest structure to set up. You need to inform HMRC that you are self-employed, and you'll pay income tax and national insurance on your profits, and you only need to notify them when your turnover hits £1,000. There is minimal paperwork, and you have complete control over the business decisions. So partnership then, well, it's similar to sole proprietorship, but involves 2 or more people. Each partner shares the profits and the losses, and all partners are jointly responsible for the business debts. Registration involves informing HMRC of the partnership and obtaining a UTR, that's a unique taxpayer reference for the business. Limited liability companies, or LLCs, offer personal liability protection, separating your personal assets from business debts. Registering an LLC involves more paperwork, including the Memorandum of Association and Articles of Association, and filing these documents with Companies House. You'll also need to appoint at least 1 director and register for corporation tax. And then there's corporations. So this structure provides the highest level of liability protection, but it requires significant regulatory compliance. Registration involves filing with Companies House, appointing directors, and issuing shares. Corporations are also subject to more rigorous tax filing and reporting requirements. When embarking on the journey of starting a business, obtaining the necessary licenses and permits is a critical step that cannot be overlooked. Depending on the nature of your business, its location, and industry-specific regulations, you may need a variety of licenses and permits to operate legally. This process ensures that your business complies with local, regional, and national laws, protecting both you and your customers. Licenses and permits serve different functions, but they're equally important. A license generally grants you the legal ability to operate your business within a certain jurisdiction, while permits regulate specific aspects of your business to ensure compliance with safety and health standards. Failing to obtain the required licenses and permits can result in fines, legal action, and potentially shutting down your business. Firstly, business operation licenses. There's a general business license. Local councils may require businesses to obtain a general business license to operate legally within their jurisdiction. This license ensures that your business is recognised and approved by local authorities. There's also planning permission. Before opening a business, you must ensure that your business location complies with planning permission for the building. These permits confirm that your business activities are allowed in the chosen location. And there's also working from home. If you plan to run your business from home, you might need permission, especially if you're in rented accommodation. Second one is health and safety permits. Health permits then. Businesses that handle food, beverages, or personal care services must obtain health permits. These permits ensure that your business meets all health and sanitation standards to protect public safety. There's also fire department permits. To ensure that your business complies with fire safety regulations, you may need to obtain permits from the fire department. This includes having appropriate fire extinguishers, exits, and safety measures in place. And then finally, building permits. If you're constructing a new building or making significant modifications to an existing one, building permits are required to ensure compliance with safety and structural standards. So, there's also professional licenses, lots of licenses. Professional certification first. Certain professions such as accountants, lawyers, and medical practitioners require professional certification and licensing. These licenses ensure that the individual has met the necessary education and experience requirements to practice legally. And there's also trade licenses. Businesses involved in trades such as plumbing, electrical work, and construction may require specific trade licenses which confirm the business's adherence to industry standards and regulations. Navigating the world of licenses and permissions can be challenging, but it's a vital part of establishing a legally compliant business. By understanding the specific requirements for your industry and location, you can ensure that your business operates smoothly and avoids legal complications. Taking the time to obtain the necessary licenses and permits not only protects your business, but also builds trust with your customers and community. When starting a business, understanding and adhering to tax registration and compliance requirements is crucial. Taxes can be complex, but staying compliant helps avoid penalties and fines and ensures the smooth operation of your business. Let's outline the essential steps for tax registration, the benefits of staying compliant, and the considerations for choosing the right tax registration methods. So firstly, registering for taxes. In the UK, businesses need to register with HM Revenue and Customs for government taxes. This includes corporation tax if you're running a limited company and self-assessment if you're a sole trader or in a partnership. Although the UK doesn't have state taxes in the same way the US does, businesses need to be aware of regional taxes and regulation such as local business rates. Secondly, obtaining an EIN or an employer identification number. In the UK, an EIN equivalent is the Unique Taxpayer Reference, UTR. You'll receive a UTR when you register with HMRC. This number is used for all tax-related activities and correspondence with HMRC. For businesses that employ staff, registering as an employer with HMRC is essential. This process ensures you can manage PAYE, which is pay-as-you-earn taxes for your employees. The third one is to understand the tax obligations specific to your business structure. So for sole proprietorship, you're a sole trader and you're responsible for paying income tax and national insurance on your profits. You'll need to file a self-assessment tax return each year. Now, if you're in a partnership, you have to register with HMRC and each partner needs to file a self-assessment tax return. The partnership itself must also submit a partnership tax return. Limited liability companies or LLCs must register for corporation tax and file annual tax returns. Directors of the company also need to submit self-assessment tax returns if they receive any additional income outside their PAYE earnings. And corporations, which are similar to LLCs, must register for corporation tax and file detailed annual accounts and tax returns. Directors need to manage their personal tax affairs separately through self-assessment. One of the most significant benefits of staying compliant is avoiding penalties and fines. HMRC imposes strict penalties for late or incorrect tax filings, which can be costly and disruptive to your business. Compliance ensures that your business operates smoothly without the added stress of unexpected financial penalties. Compliant businesses are seen as trustworthy and reliable by customers, suppliers, and investors. This credibility can enhance your business reputation and open up opportunities for growth and partnerships. Demonstrating compliance also builds confidence with financial institutions, which is beneficial if you need to apply for business loans or other financial services. Staying compliant helps you keep accurate financial records, which is crucial for effective business planning and management. Understanding your tax obligations allows you to forecast expenses, manage cash flow, and make informed financial decisions. Regularly filing taxes and maintaining accurate records also simplifies the process of financial reporting and auditing. For businesses planning to hire employees, understanding and playing with employment laws is crucial. These laws ensure that you create a safe, fair, and legal working environment for your employees. In this section, we'll cover the basics of employment law compliance in the UK, including minimum wage, workers' compensation, and anti-discrimination laws. In the UK, it's mandatory to pay employees at least the national minimum wage, or the national living wage, depending on their age. The rates are set by the government and reviewed annually. The national minimum wage applies to workers aged 16 to 24, while the national living wage applies to workers aged 25 and over. Employers must ensure they're paying the correct rates and should regularly check for updates to these rates on the Gov.uk website. Workers' compensation, also known as employers' liability insurance, is mandatory for most businesses with employees. It covers the cost of compensating employees who are injured or become ill through work. Employers are legally required to have at least £5 million worth of employers' liability insurance and display the insurance certificate where employees can easily see it. Failing to have the necessary insurance can result in significant fines, so it's crucial to arrange this before hiring any employees. The Equality Act 2010 protects employees from discrimination based on protected characteristics such as age, disability, gender reassignment, marriage and civil partnership, pregnancy and maternity, race, religion or belief, sex and sexual orientation. Employers must ensure their hiring practices, workplace policies, and daily operations do not discriminate against any employee. This includes providing reasonable adjustments for employees with disabilities. Anti-discrimination laws also cover harassment and victimization, making it illegal to treat someone unfairly because they have made or supported a complaint about discrimination. Navigating employment laws might seem complex, but it's an essential aspect of running a successful business. By understanding and complying with minimum wage requirements, workers' compensation, and anti-discrimination laws, you create a fair, safe, and legal working environment for your employees. Staying informed, utilizing HR professionals, and implementing clear policies will help you navigate these laws effectively. Remember, compliance not only protects your business legally, but also enhances your reputation and fosters a positive workplace culture. Let's move forward with confidence, knowing that you are equipped to manage your employment law obligations responsibly and effectively. Starting a business is an exciting and rewarding journey, but it's crucial to take the legal aspects seriously to ensure your success. Compliance isn't just about following the rules, it's about safeguarding your hard work and investment. By addressing these legal aspects up front, you can avoid potential pitfalls and focus on what you do best, growing your business and serving your customers. By taking these proactive steps, you're investing in the security and success of your business. Don't wait until a legal issue arises. Start building a strong legal foundation today. You have the tools and knowledge to navigate this critical aspect of your business, and I'm confident that you'll do so with diligence and care. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep doing, and keep building a legally sound foundation for your business.